Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Screencast. It's Mr. S. We're talking maths you should know. And to be honest with you, today we're talking about a fairly complex geometry situation we're going to get ourselves through. And it's exactly what it says on the screen here. We're going to find how the effective dimensions change perimeter and area. And through discovery and learning through today, we discovered there are two very different things. Let's start with perimeter. And I think the first thing we need to know about perimeter is what is it? It's the outside of a shape. So just the very thin line that goes around the outside. In the case of this parallelogram over here, we got that is the perimeter of the outside. I'm looking at my classroom here and the very thin edging all the way around the outside of it. That's what we're talking about. In your garden, it would be a fence maybe that surrounds your garden. That would be the perimeter. So when we talk about perimeter, think about the outside. I'm going to just step away from this for a minute to teach us about what the effect of changing shapes, changing dimensions means. So let's just draw something we know, first of all, just a solid looking, gorgeous, perfect square. All right. And let's just say that we know that this side is, we're going to go 6 inches. Now, this is what I know. I know the perimeter is going to be 6 there, 6 here, 6 here, 6 here. So a couple of different ways of looking at that would be I could add 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. I could do that. Or couldn't I just say 6 times 4? Right. So all the way, if I start right here and go all the way around the outside of that box, that would be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 24. And since we label it inches to go all the way around. Now, if we changed, let's just say the perimeter, let's just say someone says, you know what, that's a nice size box, but couldn't we make it bigger? Couldn't we say, let's make it 2 times bigger? And this 2 times is going to become very important. Okay, cool. Let's make it 2 times bigger. It's not going to be perfectly 2 times bigger over here in my diagram, but again, a perfect square. People love my perfect squares, my ability to do that. So if over here, this line is 6 inches, but this one's 2 times as big, that would be 12. That will be 12. That will be 12. That will be 12. And so if I take a look at the perimeter now, and I start right here and go all the way around, 12, 12, 12, 12, that equals 48. That's 48 inches all the way around the outside. And I just noticed something. If I start with the original shape, that's 24 inches in perimeter, and multiply it times 2, where someone says, can you make it 2 times bigger? I simply have to multiply times 2 to get from 24 to 48. Let's see if that holds water with another shape, or maybe how that could really help me. Let's, first of all, let's hide this and let's clear our board here. Clear, please. Thank you. So what if my shape is really weird? Like, okay, I don't really have a great formula to figure out the perimeter of this shape. So I'm just gonna tell you that the outside of this shape is total 30 inches. It takes 30 inches to walk all the way around the outside from point whatever that is and back. Right, 30 inches. That's the perimeter. If someone says that's not big enough, why don't you triple it? All right, triple it to me means times it by 3. With you? I'm with you. So I won't have to draw that shape again. I won't have to measure that shape again. All I have to do is take this 30 inches, the original 30 inches, multiply it by 3, and now I know my new shape has a perimeter of 90 inches. Please take note, I didn't say 90 inches squared because I'm not talking area. Speaking of area, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to talk area. Okay. So I'm not going to do this triangle. Again, I'm going to do something a little bit more basic. How about a square? I'm really good at drawing squares. There we go. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. Then we're going to make it 2 inches in length. To find the area, I would take base times height. Would I not? I sure would. Wow, it's really not doing great today. So my base is going to be 2 inches. And since it's a square, I know that that line there, which would be my height, is also going to be 2 inches. So right now I know the area of this square is 4 inches squared. Okay, same sort of idea as the perimeter. Big change though. Let's just say I want to multiply this by 2, just like we did the last one. All right, this makes the square is going to be bigger. Agreed. 2 times bigger. So if this line here was originally 2, 2 times 2 is 4, which means that all of my sides are going to be 4 inches. And so 4 times 4 is going to give me 16 inches squared. But hang on a second. When we did perimeter, I simply took my original number, in this case it was 4, multiplied by whatever the problem told me to do, in this case it's 2, and it came out to, for the perimeter. But this is where area is different. It doesn't equal your area. What you're going to need to do is you're going to multiply times whatever the number is squared. So in this case, we got 2 squared, and 2 squared, or 2 times 2, is 4. So we're actually going to multiply 4 times 4 to give me 16. Okay. One more thing, and then we're done. I want to do a random shape. Today we did a great platypus, but maybe something a little bit more geometric in nature. Okay, and let's just say, there you go. The shape of this thing, the area is 20 inches squared. So everything inside there is 20 inches squared. Okay, cool. And someone says, not big enough. Could we please make it 3 times bigger? Now, if you remember for that first example, I can't just straight up multiply times 3. That's not going to give me the area. If that was the perimeter, it would. But we're not talking perimeter, we're talking area. What we really need to do is whatever x is, we're going to essentially times it by itself, right? So what is 3 times 3? Isn't it 9? It is. So to get from this shape here to whatever the bigger shape is, I'm not going to multiply times 3. We're going to multiply by 3 to the second power. Thinking about what the 3 to the second power is, it's really 9. That's how that comes in handy. So, all right, the area of my new shape will be 180 inches squared. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you take a look at changes in dimension for both area and perimeter. This is a hard concept, so we're going to come back and do this again. Probably going to be asking for someone to help me with our next screencast. So if you're out there and you would like to be a volunteer to help me with screencasting tomorrow, please email me, like, subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, do your work at home tonight. That's the maths you should know.